Hey there, Bridgemill. Hey, it is time for our market update. We are reviewing for May of 2024. So I'm going to jump right into this. If you follow along with any regularity, you know kind of the format that we go through. They're going to go through some graphs that show Bridgemill only. This is going to have a rolling 3-month average over the last 3 years. So we'll be able to kind of look at some trends and such. So the first thing that I like to start and jump in with is the sales price. So once again, this is Bridgemill. This is the beginning of 2024. It was right in here. You can see this sharp spike up here that we had in January, February, and March. And then April is just starting to plateau out a little bit. I wouldn't get too worried about that. Not really quite sure what that's all about. However, it's still going in the right direction. That means that values, or I should say that the price of sales being sold here are going up. Now, does that mean that just the larger homes that we have in the subdivision are selling and no one in the lower price points are putting their houses on the market? Not really quite sure, but there are some things that we'll go through to see, get a better indicator of that. But the fact that the sales prices are continuing to rise, depending on how you look at that, can be a little bit concerning or could be a really good thing. Depends on if you're a buyer or a seller. So anyways, that's actually pretty good. So that's kind of the trend with sale price. These are the new listings that are actually coming on the market. This is an inventory question that we always look at. If you've been around for a while and follow real estate, you know that we don't have a lot of inventory. There's a lot of reasons for that. One of the largest reasons that we have is there's a lot of people that have mortgages on their property and they're in at about a 3% rate. And they have a hard time getting rid of that 3% rate and trading up into like a 7. So a lot of people have made the decision, we're good, we're going to hang on tight right where we're at, and we're not going to move. You need to be very motivated to actually get rid of that 3% rate, trading into a 7% rate in today's world. So that's really left a lot of inventory off the market. However, this is a good sign. If you compare the last few months of this year to the same period last year, we had less homes coming on the market last year. So the fact that we're actually starting to see some more inventory come on the market is a wonderful thing. We still have a huge gap of where we should be or where we're at and where we actually need to be. Big, huge gap. There's no quick fix for that. So we're still working in a very depleted inventory market. But I do like the fact that we're actually starting to see some upward trends as far as new listings are concerned. This just tells you how many homes are on the market. Right now, we had 13 brand new houses come on the market in Bridgemill last month in April. That's much better than it was last year. Last year, we only had 8. All right, so we do have a little bit more inventory coming on the market, nowhere near what it was back in the peaks and the busy years that we had. We were 23, 25 homes coming on the market. Again, this is just really constraining the market as a whole. However, we are starting to see a little bit better, so that's actually pretty good. Pending sales, we always like to look at this. This is how many of the homes that are on the market actually went under contract. We actually had 24 in April. That's much better than last year, I believe. We had 25 last year. So about the same as we had last year. You can see since January of 2023, just the number of pending sales is really, really low compared to what we should be. These are the summer months, those busy summer months. We review these every once in a while. You can see 63, 65 homes going under contract in the subdivision. Is a good, healthy summer. Last year, we had very little summer. Look at that. No hump whatsoever. Jury is still out exactly where we're going to be. All indications show that probably going to be more like it was last year than one of these big, robust years. So there you go. Closed sales, kind of the same thing. Looks like we're trending somewhat that we did last year. Last year in April, we had 23 closed. This year we had 31, so a little bit better, but still not going to be a huge, robust market for the resale market itself. The other one that I like to go into is price per square foot. I spent a lot of time on this last month, just kind of explaining why I like this. It takes away the size of the properties that are actually selling in any particular market, boils it down to a price per square foot. Is this a great indicator for determining what your value is? It's the best that we have right now and gives you a good enough snapshot to determine our values going up, are they going down, where are we at? Right now, it's really kind of holding steady. We're at about $185 a square foot, 182 in April. However, it's kind of flat. So can we say that appreciation is kind of running flat so far this year? Yeah, probably a little bit. I know that when we have more data, when we start analyzing a little bit larger data pools, we're still seeing an appreciation in the market as a whole. So we're just going to have to see how this plays out. Every indication shows that regardless of what the feds are trying to do, they're trying to slow this economy down. It's not enough. They don't have enough tools in their tool belt to actually slow this thing down. And we are still seeing and predicting appreciation in real estate this next year. It's not going to be nearly the appreciation that we had seen in the prior 10-year run, which was just historically high and good if you were holding on to real estate. It was devastating if you were sitting on the sidelines waiting for a crash to occur and then you're going to jump in. Whoops. Stop that. But if you're waiting to jump into the market for something to crash and jump in, it's been hard. So once again, depends on if you were holding real estate or if you were waiting on the sidelines. But right now, looks like we're kind of holding in there. So here are the bullet points from April. Looks like we're about on the same kind of a trend as we had last year. Appreciation values are starting to increase. I continue to tell people that all the indicators are showing that we're going to still have appreciation in real estate, probably more in line with that 3 to 4%, which is a healthy appreciation than we had in the prior years. We still have lack of inventory, meaning that if you're a seller, it's a seller's market. That's a good thing for you because there's not a lot of competition out there. We are seeing the buyer pool has shrunk way down. So although the inventory is low, our buyer pool is low as well. And the buyers out there are really strapped for cash. Their mortgage payments are going to be much higher. They're having a hard time swallowing that monthly mortgage payment that they have. So they're really, really concerned with how much money they're actually putting down and their expenses that they have when they get into a property. So if you're a seller, the message that I'm telling folks is eliminate as many expenses as you possibly can for the buyer when they look at your property. Meaning, make sure everything's replaced, make sure everything is in working condition, because buyers that are looking at properties, they're thinking about all the expenses that they're going to incur once they purchase your home. And if that number is too high, if they're having to replace HVAC systems and roofs and repaint and put new carpeting in, they're going to keep on walking. They're just not going to be interested in it. So anyways, that's what we're consulting and that's what we're seeing in the market as a whole for our listing clients. So that's what I would suggest. We get that question a lot. What repairs do I need to do? And we're saying, make sure this house is move-in ready and you eliminate as many expenses as you possibly can from the buyers out there. So that's kind of what's going on in the market right here in Bridgemill. If you've got any additional questions or want to talk to us a little bit further about anything real estate related, would love to talk to you. Have a great day. Thanks.